Okay, so now continuing Dis-Cember. We are talking about the classic 1977 film Peace Dragon. This is another one along with Bedknobs and Broomsticks and Mary Poppins, in which I grew up with. And so this tells the story of a little boy named Pete. He has this dragon, which, I think what they did by making the dragon animated, first of all, it's Disney, so it's a very Disney thing to do, and I think it works very well for this. And even just, this movie's from 1977, and it's now 2020. I think it still holds up pretty well. The animation transitioning with the live action, and even when you have, there's a scene where Pete's riding on the back of Elliot. Yes, it looks a little weird, but I think it works. So Elliot is on the run from this family who supposedly bought him. They played $50 plus legal. What world is this? It's illegal to sell human beings, let alone children. What world is this where you can legally buy children? Because she says $50 plus legal fees, which means that it's legal for her to buy Pete. It's never legal for you to buy people. Never. I that's the one thing that always got me is, they're running around saying, I got a bill of sale that I bought this human being. Why the hell are they reporting them to the police? Because that's illegal. You cannot purchase a human being. I guess I just don't get it. So he's on a run from them, and he runs into this town called Passamaquoddy, which is the most ridiculous name for a town. Whoever seen it, there's a bunch of crazy characters there. And right away, they get on the bad side when Elliot, he destroys a lot of property. So my big question is, why didn't you tell Elliot? I've always wondered this. Why did you tell Elliot to stay in the woods? Stay here until I go through the town and figure out a place where we can hide you. And then I'll come back, get you, and tell you where you need to fly invisibly to hide. Because then Pete could have went through the town, walked around, met people, and found a place for them to live, and then walk back out, found Elliot, and say, Elliot, fly over the town to these caves on the other side by the ocean. But we gotta have wacky hijinks, which is kind of funny, and there's a running joke with Jim Backus, Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island, where stuff keeps happening to him. Elliot knocks out the steps underneath him, he falls down, breaks a cigar, and then later, at the end of the film, he turns, talks to Elliot, and the cigar gets crushed in what's very visibly a sheet of plastic or glass that's in the way. That's very obvious, but yes. Among other characters, though, we meet some allied characters for Pete. That being Lampy and his daughter Nora, who are the lighthouse keepers. And then we meet Dr. Terminus and his sidekick, Hoagie. And they're the villains of this film, because once they find out there's a dragon, a real life dragon, they want to cut it up and sell the parts to make money, because they're in the, they're in the business. They're not hooligans. They're charlatans. They're fakes, and there's a whole song about how they've swindled these people out of money, and they're gonna do it again because people are stupid, I guess. And yeah, and then they're like, there's a dragon, and they don't believe him. But then when Lampy, that's his name, Mickey Rooney takes Hoagie to the cave to see Elliot. Then he believes him, and that's when they start to do this scheme. They even tried to buy Elliot away from Pete, but Pete says no. And so the Gogans finally catch up to Pete. Pete has found a family, essentially, because he's staying with Nora and Lampy. And then, on the same day that Doc Terminus and Hoagie show up to try to buy Elliot from Pete, they say, hey, we want to adopt you. We want you to be part of our family. And they sing, it's a brazzle dazzle day, which, yes, I hinted at this movie days ago, and stuff happened. I rearranged my apartment a little bit. I got busy. So sorry, but here I am now. And so the Gogans show up, and this is probably one of the scenes that I've been wanting to talk about since I started, wanting to do this review. This is the one scene. So there's this. Okay, so Doc Terminus has a patient, and he's got his whole jaw hooked up to this thing. And I like that. And he's pressing down on this thing, and there's this counterweight holding it up. And Hoagie comes in, and he starts telling Doc, he's like, I'm busy, Hoagie. I'm busy. He's like, there's a bunch of country hicks here talking about the kid with the dragon. And then, huh? And all of a sudden he's like, okay, put your feet on this. Put your foot on this. Don't lose any of the tension, or the thing will drop and pull your jaw out of your mouth. And the guy's response is just like, like, if this guy slips up, he's not gonna have a jaw. And we never come back to this guy. So for all we know, that guy is still there going, What kind of design is that anyway? But I digress. We get the climax. And this is the most kerfuffled climax in a Disney film that I've really... And there's a lot going on in Bedknobs and Broomsticks and Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins doesn't really have a climax. Bedknobs and Broomsticks does. There's a lot going on in Bedknobs and Broomsticks climax. But this takes the cake. So first, we got Elliot. So, okay. First I gotta go back. So the thing with Nora is that her boyfriend / fiance, Paul, went off in a ship and never came back. And so Pete sends out Elliot to go find him. And Elliot does find him, and when he comes back, he tells Pete. Pete goes to tell them, Nora and Lampy, that that Elliot found Paul. And of course, Nora doesn't believe him, but I've always thought it was weird that Lampy doesn't believe him. Because, now, he says this, he's like, you saw Elliot. He's like, well, I thought I saw him. I'm like, dude, if we had only seen that Lampy saw him at the beginning of the film, where he goes and there's a dragon, I swear I saw a dragon, and he did not see Elliot for the rest of the film, it might be believable. But we had just had a scene 25 minutes ago where he and Hoagie went into the cave and both saw him. Yes, they were drunk. Yes, there's alcohol and cigarettes in this film. Booze and smoking. It's very weird for a Disney film. But he's seen Elliot before. And when the Gogans, during the Bill of Sale song, something knocked the Gogans on the ass. And you're saying it's just a wave in the middle of a canal. Bullshit. Something happened. And even Lampy's like, well, I thought I saw him. But I don't know. It's just like, no, Mickey Rooney, you saw him. You're the one that should be saying, no, Nora, he might have something here. It could be true. But there's that. And then we have Hoagie showing up at the cave and trying to convince Elliot that the Gogans got Pete. Pete does get kidnapped between this. Pete gets kidnapped. Then Elliot has to go save Pete. It's a trap. And then there's this good practical effect where they're trying to get him up. And then Elliot is able to be freed. He scares the Gogans away, burns up the bill of sale. Then we also have Paul and some other guy in a little creaky boat trying to make their way to the lighthouse. But of course, wave has come up and knocked the light out of the lighthouse. So Lampy has to go get a new wick. And then they can't light it. So Elliot shows up and lights it. And Nora finally sees Elliot and believes. But really, Lampy should have had his back. You know? And then Paul shows up. And I always thought that the fact that she was so surprised to see Paul. But really, she shouldn't have. Yes, it's a big surprise Paul's still alive to her. But here's the thing. Pete told her that Elliot found Paul. She didn't believe him because she didn't believe that Elliot was alive, was real. Once she found out that Elliot was real, it should have clicked in her head. Wait a minute. My man is alive, you know? But no, she's very surprised, and I get it works. And they all believe the dragon's real. And watch it this time. They say the dragon is theirs, but Elliot leaves at the end of the film. And I don't know if this was to set up sequels or if they just, the idea was that he was protecting Pete until he was able to be safe. And now he's safe with Nora and Lampy and Paul, and he's going to have a life. So now he's got to go, and he's got to go help another kid and help. That's what Elliot is. He's like an imaginary friend, or he's a friend to the children. He's going to help them, It works. This film was fantastic. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I love this film with all my heart. It's one of the best Disney films, live action, you can say. Absolutely 9 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Pete's Dragon? In the comments below, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I don't want to hear any talk about the remake. That remake was bullshit. But what do you think about this one in the comments below? I'll see you.